What is up, AFC North football fans, and welcome into another edition of the AFC North Roundtable powered by BetUS. Week 3 has come and gone, and it's time to turn the page and preview Week 4 as we dive into all of the AFC North matchups in the upcoming week of the NFL slate. Let's bring all the boys on. My man Zay, my man Mark, my man Zim, my man Sam. We're about to break down all of the upcoming games within the division here in Week 4, and we got some beauties in store for us in Week 4 that should be good games on paper. I don't know about you boys, but it's felt like through the first few weeks here, we've gotten some ugly-ass football. But maybe this week is when it turns around. We'll see. This is where it starts to kind of correct, I feel like, within the league. The first few weeks are in, you're starting to understand who's who, and the games kind of come back to earth. We'll see if that ends up happening. But let's kick it off tonight with the man who stands alone, the man who's 3-0 as it stands right now, number 1 in the AFC North. That's Mark and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's head over to BetUS real quick and take a look at what the line is for these Pittsburgh Steelers in the 1 p.m. window in Indianapolis at Lucas Oil Stadium. And this has got to be a little bit disrespectful if you're a Mark and a Steelers fan. The Pittsburgh Steelers undefeated, taking on the 1-2 Indianapolis Colts, and they are only a 1-point favorite right now on BetUS. So if you think the Steelers are going to cover this one, you can get pretty damn good odds on Pittsburgh to win this game, as well as the rest of the Week 4 slate, as you can see right in front of you here. It's all on BetUS, and you can take advantage of those lines with our 150% sign-up bonus we have going on for you right now on BetUS. Just use the promo code YouTube150. That'll get you a 150% sign-up bonus up to $2,000 on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits after that. Let's dive into it. These Steelers, as it stands right now, of course, we've been talking about it ad nauseum because this defense has been incredibly impressive, and that's what's led to a 3-0 start. And now Pittsburgh takes that defense against Anthony Richardson, who, you know, I hate to say it, but it's the facts. He's been playing some of the worst quarterback in the NFL through the first 3 weeks here, and I feel like this doesn't spell well for a guy who's playing the way he's playing in only his second year, of course, off an injury. So this is really only the first few starts for Anthony Richardson, as we've seen. He's got to go up against this dominant defense in Pittsburgh. So, Zay, I'll start with you. Pittsburgh's a 1-point favorite. They're undefeated. Anthony Richardson's had his struggles, but Indy's coming off their first win against Chicago. How do you view this game? Does Pittsburgh find a way to go undefeated in the month of September? Talk to me.
I sure as hell hope not, man. Please, Anthony Richardson, find a way to get it done. I mean, it's not like Anthony Richardson doesn't have talent, right? I mean, I guess the big thing that you're going to have to look at is he's going to have to make some plays with his feet, especially when you talk about the defensive line and TJ Watt and you know how great the Steelers defense has been. But selfishly, as a Browns fan, we really would like to see them not start 4-0 because Mark's already talking a little bit too much, and it's cute. It's cute, but we need this to tumble. All right, let's make some room for some other guys. Hopefully, the Browns can get back on track. But Anthony Richardson's going to have to make some plays with his feet. Jonathan Taylor's going to have to run the ball well, and they're going to have to try to find a way to tire out the front, which is the dominant defensive Steelers defense.
So, who do you got taking it?
I don't know. I see a 2017 game. And for some stupid reason, I see it being the Steelers.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm a Browns fan, so give me the 2017 Colts.
The haterade always winds up overcoming the rational thought. I love it. And I feel like right now, that's what you guys are all pulling for. You got to find a way to get these Steelers back down to earth somehow. Oh, yeah. So, Sam, I ask you, does it happen this upcoming week, or do the Steelers find a way to go 4-0?
Like Zay, I gotta hope so, but it's not looking like it. I mean, Anthony Richardson is just a poor man's Lamar Jackson, and the Steelers have had success against Lamar Jackson throughout the years. It just looks like they're more equipped to handle his style of offense more than anybody. And as you mentioned, he's already struggling as a passer as it is anyway. So it doesn't seem like it. I'll put all my money on the Steelers getting it done and going to 4-0. Gotta hope I'm wrong so that the Ravens can catch up potentially. But looking like a 4-0 win, 4-0 record for the Steelers moving into Week 5.
It felt like Zay's heart really wanted to say the Steelers. Sam's going the Steelers. Zim, what do you think? Did the Steelers get it done here?
I went against the Steelers last week. I'm gonna take the law of averages. I can't be wrong twice in a row. I'm gonna go with the Colts. The reason why I'm gonna go with the Colts is I watched this game because Caleb Williams sucks to me. Like I feel like he's super talented, but he plays so erratic. He did throw a lot on him. I don't think that the Colts are going to try to throw the ball. They shouldn't try to. They should bring him a nasty game like the Steelers want. And the one thing that the Colts do have is one of the best offensive line, if not the best offensive line in football. What they did to the Bears last week, they kept them, I think, an average of, let me make sure, I think 2.6 yards per carry. I think the Steelers are going to want to run the football. They haven't seen a quarterback like Anthony Richardson. Although he sucked in that game, it's that same dirty style of game that the Steelers, like that's how the Colts want that game to be. I think Michael Pittman is due for a breakout game too. I kind of feel Zay with that score of like 2017, I think he said. I'm in the same ballpark or same realm or whatever, but I just got Colts in that. I can't be wrong twice in a row, right, Mark?
That's funny.
Mark, the Super Bowl isn't won in September, but damn it, you can't get there without a great start. Or at least you can't get there without mounting wins, and that's all the Steelers have done. So my question to you is, do they mount a fourth in week 4 to go 4-0?
I think they definitely can, but this is one of the ones where I think now the national media is starting to pay a bit of attention to the Steelers defense and the team overall. I think that the team collectively just needs to stay focused and, still run the ball and not get too in our feelings like, oh, we're the best team in the NFL, because you haven't won anything just yet. But I think Mike Tomlin-led team knows this. They've already had some challenges going away. I don't care who you face when you go to another person's house. It's harder. So that's 2-0 away. This could be 3-0 away. We face the Chargers. Our defense will keep us in this game. I just look at the stats. I didn't realize how poor he was throwing. Anthony Richardson is 49% throwing the football and 6 interceptions. So against this defense and TJ Watt, and if Alex Highsmith is going to be out, so Herbig is going to play his first full game and stepping up, and I think in rotation to DeMarvin Leal, defensive end / outside linebacker, he'll feed the rotation. So if he can step up and get to the quarterback like he did last week against Herbert, I think we're on fire. I think they can take care of business and hold these guys to 7-10 points. Our defense right now, and look, I will say it, they're fantastic. Like they're absolutely unbelievable. They're only allowing 8 points. Can you keep it up all year? As you said, law of averages, probably not. But they're playing outstanding defense. Don't do anything stupid. Don't turn it over. Justin Fields, go through your motions. Run if you have to. Just don't turn the ball over and play good defense. And I think we have a chance. And this could be a Chris Boswell field goal game again. Maybe you win by 4 or 5 points. I'm not going to say we're going to smash them because in these kind of games where some may label it a trap game, I think it's way too early for a trap game in that sense anyway. But some might say it could be a trap game and we could lose. But we win.
Let's stay in the 1 p.m. window. A game a couple of weeks ago nobody would have cared about, but all of a sudden, it's the Red Rifle Revenge game. The Andy Dalton return. What a game that this wound up becoming. The storyline, of course, is that the Cincinnati Bengals go on the road to take on their former quarterback, Buffalo Bills legend, mind you, Andy Dalton. The Cincinnati Bengals, 4-point favorites against the Carolina Panthers, who picked up their first win this past weekend over the Raiders in somewhat dominant fashion. They scored 36 points. They had scored 13 total for 2 weeks, through 2 weeks with Bryce Young. You don't know if that's just a spark from starting a new quarterback or whatever, but regardless, the Bengals, if there was a must-win game ever, this is it. The Bengals absolutely have to have this game, and it has to come against the quarterback that was leading the charge for these Bengals not all that long ago. So, Zay, I'll go to you. The Panthers right now a 4-point underdog at home against the Bengals. Can the Bengals really go 0-4, or do they finally right the ship this upcoming week?
You said it right in the opening statement. No one cared about this game 4 weeks ago. But when you talk about Andy Dalton and you know how sour he's been all these years, there's clips of him saying that he wished he would have done it differently and given him some time to go make a run somewhere else. Oh, this is almost must-see TV, because I think you're going to see a 3-touchdown game again from Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's gonna come out here and he's gonna be like, remember me? So the Cincinnati Bengals very well could be sitting here 0-4 and talking about an absolute nuclear bomb happening. But I'm gonna go with the better quarterback in this situation. I'm a Z. You're giving me too much trouble talking about I'm a big Lamar truther and this and that. Look, I'm a Joe Burrow guy, man. He's too good. He's too good. And if you lose this game, I think you mentioned it on our last show, Zim, talking about how all these other quarterbacks that got paid are doing well. I've seen a stat that it's not. They've won like 3-5, 4-5. Like nobody.
They're like 1-9 or something like that this year. The highest paid quarterbacks are 1-9.
Trash. And Joe Burrow is one of them guys who got paid. So I know we getting a lot of flack down here in Cleveland with our $230 million guy. But if you're $200 and whatever million guy starts out 0-4 with Jamar Chase, with T. Higgins, with this high-powered offense, we better be changing this conversation, and that windmill and that meter better be going down there in Kentucky.
Look how excited he is. He fell off the swing set on that one, didn't he?
I'm just a Joe Burrow fan. I can't. There's no way these guys lose this game, man. Andy Dalton can throw for 3 touchdowns all he wants, but if the Bengals don't come out here and Joe Burrow continues to look the way that he is, that whole Jamar Chase and T. Higgins situation this offseason is way bigger than what people expected it was.
Sam, talk to me. What do you think here? Is there any possibility the Bengals could fall to 0-4?
Yeah, there's a distinct possibility. I mean, Andy Dalton looked really good last week. The Bengals found a way to lose to Daniels is looking like he's going to be a good quarterback. But just the way they lost, it just seemed like it demoralized this team. So there is a chance, but I just can't bet against Joe Burrow. I can't bet against this Bengals team who still has Super Bowl aspirations going on for. Give me the Bengals. If you kind of think about it, maybe go with the spread and give the Panthers that 4-point spread. But as far as losing and going 0-4, that will be disastrous. It's already a disaster now. It'll be catastrophic going 0-4. I just don't see it. Give me the Bengals to get the win.
Mark, who would have thought that going into week 4, there was a possibility for your Steelers to be 4-0 and these Bengals to be 0-4? So you already think your Steelers are going to pull off the ability to be 4-0. Do you think the Bengals drop it and go to 0-4, or do they get this W against Carolina?
I tell you what, I reckon Zim would hope they would have played Bryce Young. It's a complete different team with Andy Dalton in there. In the revenge game, all the things kind of setting up. But I've got is it Hubbard, Chris Hubbard in fantasy?
Chuba.
Oh, sorry, Chuba Hubbard. My bad. I've got him in fantasy. That's as much as I know about the Panthers. But they played a better game with him there and Andy Dalton checking down and firing the laser. Like he's playing like as a real quarterback, gives him a chance to win. So this to me, I think in the Bet US stats or whatever it is, I think the Bengals are a clear favorite, but it's almost like 50-50. Now, the better quarterback situation, as we all know, should be Joe Burrow and the Bengals, but it just seems like they can't get over something to win. But this will make my heart feel so good if Andy Dalton goes and beats the Bengals. And the Bengals season is really in recovery mode, try and get as many wins as you can and try and catch back up. But I think in a real football sense, Jamar Chase, offensive-led team, defense figures it out. You know, maybe you blitz him or you confuse Dalton or whatever you may be. You go and win this game, get back in order, try and climb back up the ranks and you win this game versus the Panthers. It's the Bengals game. I think this is another one where they have to win, and they should win this game.
Zim, it's got to happen this weekend, right?
Man, I am nervous. I am nervous. I'm not going to lie to you. I am nervous, bro. This dude, Dalton, we benched him on his birthday. He has never forgotten about that.
Oh, wow.
When he was with the Bengals, like we benched him on his birthday. When we beat them, I was at the game in New Orleans. He balled out in the game. The only thing that happened was Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow had like a big play at the end of the game. The only difference in this game, I think the Bengals going to give it up like in the pass defense because the up front, they're too undermanned. Like a week from now, I'm going to feel a lot better if we can win this game. We're supposed to get a lot of guys back, 2 guys off IR, a whole bunch of guys that I think can help us out. For this game, they're going to have to knuckle up, muster up whatever they got, and go kill this dude Dalton. I'm so mad I'm not playing Bryce. I need a win so bad. I feel like a crackhead. Like, I just need one. Just give me one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in that mode, bro. Like, this is crazy. And I'm so mad. And it's 1 o'clock. He sucks at prime time. But at 1 o'clock, that's his mode. Like, Dalton, I spent years trying to get rid of this dude. He'll win any 1 o'clock. All right, listen. I think the Bengals win this game. The only difference is this time Joe Burrow gets the ball at the end. That is the only difference. I'm going to be pissed at a whole bunch of stuff, but I think the only difference is Joe Burrow going to get the ball at the end.
Speaking of those Carolina Panthers, they were on the winning end against the Las Vegas Raiders last week. Not only were they on the winning end, they scored 36 points and won by double digits. Nobody saw that coming. The way that they looked the first 2 weeks, the Red Rifle comes in, and he wound up being the ultimate difference maker. And that's exactly who the Cleveland Browns wound up going against this upcoming week in the 4:25 p.m. window. The Browns on the road to take on the Raiders. And as it stands right now on BetUS, the Browns, my God, Zay, the Browns are an underdog against the Raiders.
I like it. Love it.
Listen, the Browns right now, the jury's out. But unfortunately, through 3 weeks, I think the jury's leaning towards this team being not what we thought they'd be. And that what we thought they'd be is at least a resemblant of what they were last year. And that was a team in the playoffs and going to be competing towards the thick of things within the AFC. But right now they're going on the road against these Raiders as an underdog. So that's the current situation for Cleveland. And they're really looking to bounce back after a loss nobody saw coming against the Giants this past week. Sam, I'll start with you. Did the Browns get it back on track against the Raiders, or do they find a way to go 1-3 in week 4?
I'm going to say they lose. It just doesn't seem like the Browns know who they are right now. Maybe they have a chance that they decide to start running the ball more in the first half and get this team going and take some pressure away from their quarterback. But it just seems like they don't want to win. I mean, I just don't want to say. And if we lost to the Raiders, the Ravens did. So I'd be kind of a fool if I picked against them again. I'll get some flack. So I'll say the Raiders win, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns pull it out and get their act together. It doesn't seem like they want to. It seems like I'm wanting more than them.
Zim, what do you think? Browns bounce back or another loss here?
I'm going Raiders. I think Devontae Adams, Brock Bowers, the Browns with no run game. I just don't see. I think that Pierce gonna have them ready to like go and fight, and I think that they're gonna get the ball to those weapons that I just named. They still got Mayer, they still got Jacoby Myers. They got a good assortment of weapons. I think that if you watch like how the Browns lost in the playoff game and the tight end utilization of the Texans, I feel like the Raiders have the personnel to do some of those things. They can go under center. They could cook you with Brock Bowers, and then they could go and take the one-on-one with Devontae Adams, and I think that they're going to do that. I think that they win this game. Not as close. I think it'll be like 6 points or so. I normally probably would have said like 3 points. I think it's like a 6-point victory for the Raiders.
To your point, Pierce literally called out his team. He said some of these guys made a business decision. I wouldn't be feeling all that great about that if I'm on the Browns end of things, because these guys, they got their ass kicked this past week in practice getting ready for this upcoming game. Mark, is that going to be the difference maker here to the Steelers? I know you'd pick them, but are you going to pick the Raiders in this one, or are you going to lean with the Browns here?
I think it's kind of like 50-50. I don't know who the Raiders know who they are too. They went and snuck away and beat the Ravens, right? But they got, roused by the Chargers, and the Panthers came out of nowhere with Dalton beat them. I think you want to lean towards more to the Raiders at home, and the Browns still trying to figure themselves out. I wouldn't be this. I actually, out of all the games, I'm on the fence with this one the most. I don't know. I know you have to give an answer. I'm probably wasting too much time. So let's just go. And wait, who's quarterback starting? Is it Minshew or the other bloke?
Minshew.
Yeah,
Minshew. Wasn't there a bit of like controversy there too? I heard through the week. Kind of semi.
They put Aiden in, and he did pretty well. I don't know if y'all saw that.
I'll go Raiders win this game, but that scares me because now we've all chosen the Raiders. So
I love it.
I'll go that way, but that scares me a bit.
Zay, I got a feeling these Browns are going to bounce back in your eyes, but tell me, how do they end up doing it?
The only difference, you talk about how the difference was between this year and last year. The really only the big difference is the expectation. I think people forget how catastrophic we were last year. We're talking about DTR starting up against the Ravens. Oh, wait, no, we weren't talking about him because he found out 3 hours before he was going to play. People forget how bad it was last season. Kevin Stefanski in the Kevin Stefanski era, we've rarely lost 2 games in a row. I think we have 2 or 3 of those under his belt. We've never lost 3 in a row. We've always responded in tough situations, just like we did this past weekend. The couple things that scare me, Brock Bowers is the truth. Devontae Adams, what's understood doesn't need to be explained. And Gardner Minshew gave us troubles last year. So if it would be in their best interest probably to go with Gardner Minshew for the simple fact that he's familiar against us. He's played really well against this defense. And, why not go with the veteran in this sense? I do think we bounce back, though. I am looking forward to the most to see if we establish any type of run game. I'm super anxious to see how Deshaun Watson responds to all of the scrutiny that he got with the one misread with 4 minutes left to go in the game to Akins that everyone just seems to want to hang their hat on. This is a big gut check game for a lot of players. This is a lot of, what is this team made of? We're sitting here asking, what's the identity of this team? They've been trying to show you these past couple weeks. It's our defense. It always has been. But I think this is the week that they're going to show you who we are. And if they don't, Zim, we may have to go jump off 480 together because it's gonna be something to talk about. That's for sure.
And just like that, we move on to the game of the week. Sunday night football at the bank. Does it get better than this, ladies and gentlemen? The undefeated Buffalo Bills with the MVP favorite Josh Allen head to Baltimore to take on the 1-2 Ravens. And as it stands right now, those Buffalo Bills, chip on their shoulder, underdogs going into Baltimore. They're a 1-point dog heading into the bank underneath the lights in a blackout in Baltimore. Zay, I'll go right back to you. I'll start here. I heard somebody on the last episode say these Bills might be the hottest team in football. Do you think they keep that streak going against Baltimore, or does Baltimore carry into this game what they did to Dallas and end up getting the W here?
I'm sorry, you don't want to go against Josh Allen right now. This man is on a mission. I became a Josh Allen fan. The game versus the Chiefs when you guys lost with 13 seconds. I saw Game 6 Miami Heat LeBron James that game. You are getting that now through the first 3 games of the season, and it doesn't look like he's letting up anytime soon. Josh Allen is on the way to his first MVP. And if he continues to play this way, he's got these guys bought in. He's throwing shots out in interviews, calling out Stephon Diggs. Let's call a spade a spade. He was calling out Stephon Diggs. He's got this team rolling. The Ravens' only chance of opportunity in this game, Lamar Jackson has got to continue to be the superhero that we know he can be. I'm going to continue to lay on it. I'm going to continue to emphasize it. If Lamar Jackson is not running this ball, I don't give a damn what he's doing in the past game. You're going to make your life harder, and you're going to run, Derrick Henry into the ground like we've been saying for the past however many years. But Lamar Jackson has to put his feet on the ground, make plays, 14 rushes minimum to give them any chance. But other than that, man, I don't want to play Josh Allen. Give me the Bills, and I'll take them by a touchdown.
Mark, talk to me. Who gets it done on Sunday Night Football?
This really isn't a football take, more of an emotional take. When I saw Josh Allen run the rock against my Steelers in the playoff game for 50 yards, I instantly hated him. So when you see someone like that just go right past you for a TD, and you're like, how do you let that bloke run past you for 60 yards? I was saying it last year. Like, I thought Josh Allen was, he's a good quarterback, great quarterback, but he throws interceptions, all this kind of stuff. He's proved me wrong completely. Go back to my tapes, my videos, all of them last year. I was bagging him out and this, and this. Can't get a job done. He's on a fantastic season this year. Seven TDs. He's killed the Jaguars. They're almost non-existent, right? This game, though, pretty tough game going to Baltimore. But I don't know. I think if the Ravens play the same way they played last time against the Cowboys, run the rock, we got a chance. But we might see this is the instant classic of all instant classics. This could be an instant classic.
We went all week almost without saying it.
I know, but think about it. It's Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen on Sunday Night Football. Shoot. You know what? I don't know, dude. Can I have no? Okay, 3 points by the Bills, 23-20.
I was just going to say, Mark, you've been hating all year on this division. You start now on my ass. I'm going to get pissed if you wind up putting it on me. Good for you. Mark's go. All right. Tim, talk to me. Sunday night football. I mean, this is going to be a banger, but who ends up taking it?
Z-Bot, I need you to come through for me. I'm gonna need you to go and get this one for me. I know that we've had our differences.
We have.
Hey, let's just put that beside. Let's put that behind us.
On your way, by the way. So we certainly have had our differences.
I know that some people didn't like the fact that we were at your house in the snow and all these different things. Let's just put all that behind us. And I'm gonna just say I'm rooting for you. I think that one thing that I've been very, very set on this whole entire time is I don't care where you have a top 5, top 10, whatever. I feel like no team asks their quarterback to do more than Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson is in part of that conversation, but I feel like he always has that. Y'all know my takes on the defense and how I feel like the defense is a big part of what the Ravens have done in the Lamar Jackson tenure. But from a play-to-play basis, I would live with the turnovers from Josh Allen because they asked him to do so much. This year, though, is very different, where they're now giving him all these different weapons. I even picked up Shakira on my fantasy football team because people were just sleeping. But they have so many people that they can get the ball to. And I asked Sam on that other show, I said, talk to me about that pass defense. This dude's going to get the ball out pretty damn quick. I wish I had Joe Brady. I begged people from the Bengals. I said, bro, Burrow needs Brady. Hook him up with his boy from LSU. They're like, shut up. All right. You know what I mean? Like that. Brady and Josh Allen are finally mashing. I think it's going to be a lot of points. I don't know what the combined score is supposed to be, but I'm thinking a big number, bro. I'm thinking like 27, 30 something, like 50 something points, like total. You might even get a game damn near like what we had last week. Or the game I just had, 33, 38, something crazy like that. I just think that Lamar's going to have to play the game of his life to win this game. I don't know if Derrick Henry will get the opportunities to have 25 carries. And one thing about that, too, is how they control that Cowboys game. They won't get that same opportunity. And one of the things that I've always been preaching to the Ravens fans that I know is more so, it's not about like, I don't believe in it, but it's just the way that they win. They're always in the lead. They are always in the lead, and they never play from behind. They only had one game last season that they played from behind. I think it was like the Rams game or something like that. And one thing that I think is going to show its head on Sunday night or whatever is they won't have the lead. And all that Derrick Henry running shit or whatever, like that shit going to happen on first, second. They don't put him out there on third down. So, there's a lot with it, but I think that game is going to be a high-scoring game. I think Lamar's going to have to ball out, go crazy, run all over the place. He probably have 120 yards. Josh Allen, I feel like in contrast, I don't think he's going to run as much. I think he's going to be dunking, throwing all over the place. I think he'll probably have like 10 different targets. I got the Bills in this game.
See, Sam, you're faced with a tough proposition here because if you pick the Bills, that means the Bills will lose because it's a clean sweep, and everybody knows when there's a clean sweep, that team on the other end loses. So you can pick the Bills here.
We got Z-Bot though.
Listen, jury's out on me. I reserve my right as the host to not say.
Wow.
Put it on Sam. I am.
Hey, you smell that?
Shoot me,
Sammy. Smells like a little pussy. What's going on there?
Tell you what.
You know what?
Sam, you go first, and then I will tell you what I think. If you guys want it, damn it, I'll give it to you. But Sam, you go first.
Give it to us.
All right, I'm gonna be straight with it. All right, there's a couple of things on my mind about this game. One, the Bills run a defense that has me a bit concerned on their end. I think they run a lot of. Well, they're about 50%, 16th in the league in terms of light box. They're dead last when it comes to blitzing, which I think they'll need to do in this game to really give Lamar and Derrick Henry fits, and more so the interior of the offensive line fits, give them something to think about. So I think if the the Bills go out of their comfort zone and blitz an extra guy and give the offensive line something to think about, I think it could be a very tough game for the Ravens because besides that Cowboys game, they haven't really done much in terms of protecting their quarterback or getting lanes for Derrick Henry to run through. So that in that regard, I think that if the Bills decide to go away from their approach, they'll give them a better chance to win the game. As far as Lamar Jackson, I think Lamar Jackson. Well, not Lamar Jackson. Let's focus on the defense of the Ravens because I think that Josh Allen has a chance to really do some work because the Ravens really struggle reacting to what running quarterbacks do, or any quarterback for that matter, who extends plays. And Josh Allen has been extending plays since he got into this league. So if you can escape that pocket and give the defenders a second chance to think or make a move, it gives the receivers a chance to double move and get in for some big plays. So those are my two areas of concern for this game. I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think the Ravens have what it takes to get the job done. I don't think that the Bills are going to use their defenders, especially in the front, the way I expect them to. Hopefully, for the Bills' sake, they learn to what the Raiders did and change things up. But in my opinion, I think the Bills are going to stand fast, do what they've been doing all season, and it'll be a close game. But give me the Ravens at home. If this was in Buffalo, I'd go Bills, but give me the Ravens to win 31-30.
Two things of note. Every single offensive lineman for the Baltimore Ravens, but Ronnie Stanley, was on the injury report list this afternoon. This Buffalo Bills defense have been getting home on everybody they've played. They sacked Trevor Lawrence this past weekend 5 times. That's one thing to note because the Bills will not allow the Ravens to run on them the way the Cowboys allowed them to be ran on. That's one thing. The other thing, the Ravens have allowed 25 points, 26 points, and 27 points against their 3 opponents, all 3 of which do not have the offense the Bills currently have, which I hate to tell you boys is the number 1 scoring offense in the NFL as it stands.
I'm going to reserve my opinion, but I'm going to flex.
31 points and 47 points. Now, with all that said, this game is going to be tight. The Baltimore Ravens need this one. It's in Baltimore, and it just feels like there's no way this game can't be a good one. With that said, however, I got the Buffalo Bills taking this one 30-27 in, dare I say, an instant classic. And the show tonight, folks. The Week 4 preview is in the books. All the picks are locked in, and we can't wait to join you next week to recap all these picks and see how it all went down. In order to be able to tune into that show and know when it is, you got to hit that subscribe button. So on your way out, hit the like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, take advantage of the 150% sign-up bonus up to $2,000 on your first deposit that we have going on right now at BetUS. Just use the promo code YouTube150. Not only will it get you that 150% sign-up bonus, it'll also get you a 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits after that. For Zay, Mark, Zim, and Sam, I've been your host, Z-Bot. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the AFC North Roundtable, and we'll see you next week.
Who they?